This episode is brought to you by Leo Bato and Associates, ang realtor na patok. This episode is brought to you by Dr. Lourdes Capulong.
For someone who's a perfectionist, who actually kind of not shun, but who probably would rather avoid criticism, you're actually in a place where you're not gonna get paid for.
Nope.
There are trolls in the audience.
Yes.
Bloodbath.
Yes. Basically, yes. It is. You're putting yourself out there in front of strangers.
Really out there.
You know, and when you're like on the stage, you really do feel a sense like you feel naked, really, because you're putting yourself out there. And especially with the kind of songs I sing and the kind of environments I am, it's a risky thing to do, but I know it's worth it, and I wouldn't exchange it for the world because I felt like
Put your mic closer. Yeah.
that's what, where I needed to be,
Right.
and, singing the song that I needed in the way I need to sing it. And so, for me, I wouldn't change it. Like we were it's like a club setting. And I sang Had It All, like a club setting, like a breakup song in a club setting. But, and it's that song is my baby. So it's like, it's a part of me. So I went up there and I did my thing, and, I think that the audience enjoyed it. But I think that's a part of being an artist, just being vulnerable in that
Yes.
way, and accepting that as is.
I like it. I like it when you said being vulnerable, because you really have to reveal parts of you, or else it's not authentic.
Yeah, right, exactly. And, where's the art in that, if you're not being vulnerable?
Yeah.
Because people want to feel something,
Yep.
And so that's what I would say, for any aspiring artist, like always be, I know it sounds so cliche, but always be authentic to yourself, and do what you feel is right in your intuition, your gut, because no one else knows that but you.
Agree or disagree? It's easier said than done.
Agree. Yeah, it
Right?
is definitely easier. It's easier said than done.
People
yeah,
think it's a
absolutely.
cliche, but it's a tenacious reminder, because not a lot of people will get it the first time.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Every time we say,
You keep doing it.
yeah, every time we say you have to be authentic. Yeah.
Right.
And then you see them with all these hypocritical actions or reactions and
Yeah, exactly.
canned statements.
Absolutely. And that's why you have to like remind yourself why you're doing it in the first place, So for me, like, I always be sure to, catch what I'm saying before I say anything, because I don't want to come off hypocritical. And, I'm always learning along the process too. Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
So I always be sure to surround myself with other people who inspire me.
Yes.
With other artists. I'm always listening to new music, always studying, the greats people who I love, I adore.
Do you read biographies of artists?
I do, yeah.
Nice, no?
Yeah. It's so inspiring.
Yeah, because you read their struggles,
It's amazing.
and then you see it like, oh my God, they went through the same stuff I'm going through.
Yeah, exactly. And it shines hope, it shines light,
Yes.
like there's light at the end of the tunnel, and the struggle, it's always worth it. When you believe in something, the struggle, it's all worth it.
Right.
The last biography I read was actually Mariah Carey's biography, and it gave me so much hope to learn where she came from, what she had to go through. But it's all a process, and to each their own, no one's path isn't the same,
It's not the
It's
same.
not the same, not at all. It wouldn't be
You
your
c-
story.
Thank you very much for saying that.
It wouldn't, yeah. And I think, sometimes in the chaos of everything, we tend to forget that. I know sometimes I do, but at the end of the day, regardless of what anybody says, like, I always go by my gut feeling, my intuition. Obviously, I always, consult God first.
Of course.
And I always, do my prayers. But it's important that you do what you feel your heart tells you to do.
Yes. Your conviction, your discernment. are you more in tune with it now as opposed to when you were a kid?
Yeah, I felt like
Because you've discerned stuff even as an 8-year-old. It's just
I
that when
did.
you were 8, you never acted upon what you
Yeah.
thought you
Right.
needed to do, what you knew you needed to do.
What I knew it needed to do. Yeah, absolutely. It's developed definitely over the years. I think it took a lot of certain like situations to arise for me to break out of that kind of mentality and stuff. But I'm in a much better place now than I was, back way when.
Yeah, yeah.
And I thank God for that. You know,
Amen.
for him, I really wouldn't be where I am today without him. And so, that's what I always want to remind people, who are going through similar struggle. It's just,
Surrender.
yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Amen. Yeah, absolutely.